Welcome. You are now running live with SKST Radio Network with Broke as a Joke with me, Mr. Squirrel Brown. I got a special guest today, my boy, Mr. Roy Collins, aka Big Lunch, aka whatever else you want to call it. Today we got a topic that's going to be about relationships. Relationships. Know that that's kind of a touchy subject with a lot of people, but today we're gonna run some of that poor man information. Get a poor man outlook of relationships. Roy, what you got for us today, man?
Man, it's looking bad out here for the family. So, uh, yeah, the nuclear family is being dismantled piece by piece. I mean, people in relationships is more worried about the money that they're gonna lose instead of accumulating together. Yeah, so relationships is something that definitely needs to be talked about
Right.
more than it is and in a different light than it is.
Okay. So I feel like a lot of people take relationships for granted these days. They look at relationships like you got to have everything lined up in order to be successful in relationships in this day and age. So, and it's kind of a double standard for men because I feel like some women look at men to be the breadwinners in a relationship to be able to carry them and their expectations and their needs and their wants like all of a sudden. Most women are looking for that, that rich man or that sugar daddy or whatever you want to call it, the person that's going to be able to pull out the pocket on spot and do whatever they need them to do, at that particular time. And at the same time, they are looking for somebody that's going to be committed, trustworthy, and loyal. But when you go out there looking for the bread that way, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get that. So I mean, for the most part, it's like a lot of women, sex is selling. So all you have to do is go out there and put something on intriguing to pull any type of man. Some women are settling for men, not necessarily about looks, but by financials. What he can actually provide for them. So how do you feel about? Uh, I know you're a married man, and you've been married for about what 13, 12,
Just made six, just made 16.
16. God damn, boy.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yep, yep. Just made 16.
Man, that's a long time. I applaud you on that, fella. That's
Oh,
something
I appreciate it.
a lot of people, you know, give it a shot. And 16 years, that's a long time to stay on the up and up and stay
Yeah, a
committed
lot of
to your vows.
yeah, a lot of people that got married around the time when we got married ain't married no more. They've been married more than once. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I say we've been blessed to keep it together.
Yeah. I mean, I could say the same. Being married is something sacred. Well, it used to be like
Yeah, right. It's supposed to be right.
yeah, it's supposed to be, and I'm just you know right now I'm not biased or anti-married, but I've been married before myself, and things went the way they went, but to each his own. Some
Right,
things are meant to be, and some things are not. Some people feel like they're ready for it, and it's not. They may be ready for the actual marriage, but they're not ready for the actual vow or the commitment or the the sacred part of marriage. When you say those vows till death do you part, to better or to worse, then people just say that they don't mean it. They don't understand what
right.
that actually means, and that's a lot of people. That's people that's been married 20, 30 years, and then all of a sudden, when the kids get out of school, they break up. You know,
Right.
so
Right.
that's for everybody. Not just one type of person, but all type of people. Uh,
Right.
so you have people. A lot of people get married, not necessarily even married, just get in relationships for the wrong reason. You know what I mean? Some people, once you've tried it and you've been in and things like that, you harbor certain feelings that you don't want to, you know, give to somebody else, or you don't want to bring over baggage or hurt or not be trustworthy and all of that shit. You don't want to bring none of that over to the other relationship, but eventually it's gonna come over. But and it's a good thing that it comes over because you're able to show, your true person. Like you're able to show
Hmm.
who you really are and what you've been through. And if you can get it together and make it through that next journey, then that's what's for you. You read the Bible all the time. If you one of those people that read the Bible or know the Bible, and you see that a lot of those men or those women in the Bible, like it wasn't a one time thing for them. They went
Right. You're
through
right.
some trials and some tribulations until they actually found, who was for them. Some of them thieves, whores, you name it. Shit.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. It was a lot of stories of redemption in the Bible.
Yeah, yeah. It was a bunch of them, and but today, we judged on so much shit, so many small things we are judged by human beings.
Right.
And that's not necessarily on from a woman's point of view, but it's from a man's point of view as well. Most men, they get out and hear about a woman's past and start to feel a certain type of way about the woman, which is not necessarily fair to that woman in a sense because you did your thing as well. So with that being said, it's like, you have to be understanding. So with the mostly like with a lot of commitments, people
Uh-huh.
commit until they find out, a certain detail about this other person. And once they find out a certain detail, the first thing they do is they up and run. Which you
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to put in the work. I mean, to me, marriage is a choice that you have to make every day. Sometimes you have to make it even more than once a day. And a lot of people want things easy now. And like you said, a lot of women come into it, and they want the men to be able to have everything, to be able to take care of them, but they don't want to start from the bottom with a man and build up with them, and then having something to lose in the event of a divorce also. So it's like nowadays people just want stuff easy. They want instant gratification. They want overnight success. They want to go viral. They don't want to put in the work and wake up every day and make that decision and go to bed every night and make that same decision about being married, because that's what it comes down to. Making that same decision to be married, making the decision every day to honor your vows. And
right.
people don't have that anymore.
No, not and it's true because vows are important. Vows are the main vein when it comes to marriage. Vows and you know being before God, doing it before God, like
Right,
owning up to that commitment. And vows are
right,
supposed to make you stand on that commitment. And a lot of times it's like you get in a situation to where we cower away from vows because of not because of our fate, but because of what's not acceptable to us in regards to
right,
the human form. It's like
right,
we give up on a lot of shit in regards to what makes us mad, what makes us sad, what makes us, you know, just feel a certain type of way in regards to what's going on in a relationship. But if you stand by your vows, if you stand by your faith, That's pretty much the commitment in itself. But I mean, being human, you know, what God has for you is for you. But at the same time, if you want to hear God laugh, you can tell him your plans. You know what I mean? So
That's right. That's right.
yeah, so it's like you can go and you can get married and be married for 39 years, and then that next year it's like shit. Okay, I'm ready for you guys to cut it loose. So hey, uh, water, wine is over. You know, so like I mean, relationships is hard. Relationship is hard
Yeah, yeah,
for
but nothing
everyone.
nothing worth having is easy though. Nothing worth if it's easy, it definitely ain't worth having. Just like if it's cheap, it ain't gonna last long.
And that's true. But some cheap shit do last long. It just depends on how you
Well,
take care of it.
yeah, right,
You
right, right. But I mean, who take care of cheap stuff? I mean, broke people do, but even then, they don't take care of that. They don't take care of it that well because they can go get another one. Yeah. So I mean, nobody takes good care of cheap stuff. Come on now.
Hey, that makes sense. That makes sense. Cause shit, I'm
Yeah,
like
I
that.
know. I tell my kids all the time. You get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. If you go to the store and you buy something, and a week and a half later it's in pieces. Hey, you paid 37 cents for it. How long you thought it was gonna last? You call yourself getting a deal, but you ain't really getting no deal. You got something that was temporary.
Some wish. But no, no, that makes a lot of sense. Though. When you buy it, you can turn certain material, uh, well, not necessarily turn. You can make certain material shine, but you can't strengthen, can't restrain a rotten shit. A rotten you got to good. It's good shit. But when it comes to some of these relationships, they start out strong, and relationships start out strong because
The square, I think you dropped out. I thought I was having bad service.
huh?
I said you had dropped out on me. I thought that was me.
Oh no, that the sun probably lined up on a different angle that time. But yeah, but anyway, like like some relationships start off strong and they end up real weak, real weak and fragile, and people get they become non-committed and they become afraid. Um, it's just a part of how you carry yourself and how you help carry that person, or how you mold yourself into the person that you need to be in a new relationship. Um, most people get into relationships and they feel like if a relationship, a marriage, a friendship, if it fails, they're not going to do it again because it hurt so bad the first time, and they don't, repeat it. But
Right.
in like it goes back to the trials and tribulations of you have to go through some of these trials. Like you said,
Yeah.
uh, if it's worth having, then it's worth fighting for.
Right.
But
Right.
instead of fighting for
And
some shit, sometimes you just want to take a bat and slap the piss out of somebody and just be like, mainly.
yeah, because it's like a lot of the times, what makes it bad is a lot of the times people put a lot of energy into the wrong person. So if the right person comes along, they don't have nothing left because they didn't put all the energy into the wrong person. So now they're like, well, I done been hurt before, and I don't want to put up with this, and I was with this person, and such happened, and so they're like, they haven't forgave that person, they haven't forgave themselves, they haven't come to the realization that hey, sometimes we make mistakes, but you can't let those mistakes define you. You have to be able to pick yourself up,
Yeah,
Failure is the mother of success. So you have to be willing to fail in order to succeed.
yeah,
And
true.
plus it's easy to just date. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I've been out the dating game for let's see, longer than I've been married.
About 17, 18, 19 years.
Nah, man, 20. Cause we was together. Let's see, we was together 6 years before I got married. So yeah, yeah, nah, I've been out the dating game since a solid 2004.
All
You see what
right,
I'm saying? 2003. Yeah, so the stuff that I be hearing from people, I was like, I just have to thank God that I'm blessed to be out these streets.
right. Hey,
Because I don't know how I will be able to get married in this dating climate.
yeah, true
It's
that.
just, yeah, yeah. I
But
just can't. I just feel bad for the single people. I ain't lying.
well, hold that thought. We're gonna go ahead
Mm,
and take a little break, and then we're gonna come back with the second half of the show. Um,
okay.
SKST Radio, broke as a joke with Squirrel Brown. Special guest tonight is Mr. Roy Collins, all the way out of Louisiana, old Raging Cajun, aka
Oh,
old
the boot.
we we in the building. We gonna take a all right. We are back. Y'all caught me back taking a little swig of some moonshine. Nah, I'm kidding. Um, Coming back, I'm just wetting my whistle a little bit. We going back with um, the second half of the show, which is discussing relationships. Relationships in life, relationships from a poor man perspective, relationships from a 9 to 5 perspective, not a person with millions of dollars and I can say, hey baby, I got this, I'm gonna take care of you. That's not a you know not the type of relationship that we're talking about. We're talking about the everyday relationship, the everyday worker, the everyday man. Um, you know, on this half of the show, we're gonna talk about the moving on portion after you've broken up in a relationship. With that next person. The next woman. Uh, or the next man for that matter. But I'm gonna kick this part off because I know my special guest tonight. He don't know nothing about that. He 20
At
years,
all.
16 years married, so he don't know nothing about this moving on part. So I'm gonna
At
start.
all. Don't want to know.
Shout out to my girl Mo.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She end up mad every night because she's a cook and I ain't ate yet.
All right, so on this portion, man, you know we got to start off with that dick discipline.
Oh yeah, gotta have it.
you got you necessarily got to have some dick discipline. Like it's a must. You know what I mean? So it's yours. You decide who get it, where you sling it, how you sling it, when you sling it, and how much you want to sling it for. Um, but that's another topic. We don't talk about that today. But
Yeah, nah, yeah, dog.
the discipline part of moving on or going on. A lot of times, past relationships or past marriages or past friendships or past whatever, anything that was in the past could hinder you from moving on for a better future. Like, if you're bringing any baggage, as far as like attitude, that's a lack of communication, lack of, excuse me, a lack of anything that you're lacking in your present relationship that you showed signs of having at some point in time. If you got her that way, then you should keep her that way. Vice versa. If you got him that way, then you should keep him that way. Um, Personally speaking, in on relationships or moving on or breakups or et cetera, et cetera. Sometimes it get hard because trusting people, um, trusting people with that part of your mind, body, and soul to, you know, once you've been in a real relationship, you don't want to be play for the rest of your life. You don't want to run around here playing with people. Um, and wasting time. You know, you want to have somebody to share that with. You want to have somebody to share your everyday with. So if I'm giving anybody advice or giving myself advice, it's like you have to be you have to make a commitment. You know what I mean? Not only
Yes,
to yourself but to that other person. I mean,
yes,
if you're gonna run the streets, but let them know. You know,
right.
this is what's happening. Like I don't want to be in a committed relationship. I do me, you do you. We can be friends with benefits. We can be fuck buddies. We can be buddies. You know, but we can't play house. You know what I mean? Play house or play
Yeah,
marriage and not really be
right,
that.
right.
Looking to be that at some point. So um, and don't play with people's emotions or play with people's feelings because that can get ugly. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean, I've never had to start over, but I mean, I would think that you would need a guidepost. I mean, because nowadays, there is no benchmark. There is no nothing to. Let's see, how do I say this? Nothing to aspire to. There is no, no, no figurehead that people look to say, okay, I need to do this because of this. There's no consequences and rewards. A lot of people, the rewards of being in relationships have kind of been watered down, and the promotion has been heavily on individualism. Everybody has their own truth, everybody has their own standards, everybody has their own morals. When that's just something that they have to kind of placate themselves because there's only one truth, there's only one set of morals, and but people very conveniently kind of make pretzels out of it
mhm.
so that it can fit what they want to do. I mean, because that's basically it. People want to do what they want to do with little to no accountability and or with little to no reproach. They want to be out here, live how they want to live, and just expect you to take them as they are. Like you said, when you go in a relationship with somebody, you can't be playing with their feelings and whatnot. You got to be upfront. But I mean, in today's climate, how many people are looking to do that? It's just easier for everybody to do their own thing. You know,
Yeah, and
that's
that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like what you said, like you hit it right on the head. Like people want what they want, and if you're gonna live a life
how
like
they
that,
want it.
right? If you're gonna live that way, then it's best for you to be by yourself because it's not always gonna be how you want it. You know what I'm saying? You want to be in a relationship with somebody, and you want to talk about maybe having marriage or calling yourself a couple or being committed. When you commit yourself to a person in this day and age, if you're not committing to become one as being married, then what's the purpose of just saying, hey, okay, this is my girlfriend or this is my boyfriend or whatever? Why just one? If you're not committed, then why waste your time with just that one person when you know you're gonna do what you do in in actual reality it's a lie because
Yep.
just like when you go to weddings, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been to plenty of weddings, shit, over 20, been in maybe 20 or more. Um,
Yeah, it was in mine.
when exactly was in yours, but when you go to weddings and they say the bride stands up or sits down and say all the single ladies come to the floor, you sit there and tell me you've not seen a lady with a boyfriend stand up and come out in the middle of the floor?
Yeah, because to them they single until they married.
Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. And that's the same thing for dudes. If you can allow your dude to stand up at a wedding in front of all of these important people, in front of all of your friends or family or whoever that may be, if you can allow that person at that point in time to be honest and tell the truth that I am single so that they can go out there and catch a fucking flower or something else that done been wrapped around somebody's fucking leg or something. If you can
Yeah.
accept that man or woman saying that I'm single at that wedding, why can't you accept him telling a potential new woman or man in their life that they're single as well? If somebody was
Because they
to
selfish.
exactly. Exactly. I want you to be single and look good on my time, not your
That's
own.
right.
You know what I'm
Not at
saying? So,
all.
yeah, you gonna look good on my time, not your own. And speaking of that, before I get carried away, I want to give a shout out to my baby sister, Shamika Brown Sullivan, and old Eric Sullivan, old Sully. They got married on August the 5th, which was a couple weeks ago.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Shout out, congratulations to my little sister. You know what I'm saying? I wish her nothing but the best. Um, and then I want to give a shout out to my boy Chris Anthony that had a MMA fight this weekend, and he whooped some ass. He came out,
Oh, that was up.
yeah. So shout out to my dog Ed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but back into it. You know, we're gonna roll right back into it. We got a couple more minutes. We gonna make this part one because we're gonna do a
Okay.
part two next week, and I want you to come back, and I'm gonna bring in
Just give me
somebody.
more than 10 minute heads up so I can get a
Yeah,
picture of it. I'm looking like this emoji right now.
yeah, that's on the boss lady, man. You know, boss lady did me like that. You know, she like, come
Oh,
on,
that's all right.
you know, I'm gonna put her on the
That's all right.
spot.
Never mind. I ain't gonna say nothing. I want to come back.
Nah, you good. You good, man. I appreciate you for coming out, man. For
No problem,
all
man. Anytime.
and getting it in, man. Like
You don't mind chopping it up.
oh yeah, we gonna have you on plenty more, man. We just gonna get this thing rolling and we gonna run with it. We gonna run with a lot of everyday topics that people, you know, they have conversations about, but it don't go nowhere. Like,
Yeah. Can I touch on the relationships you was saying about for broke people relationships versus non broke people relationships?
yeah, touch.
I don't. I think only broke people have relationships. Because people with money, they always talking about networking. You see what I'm saying? They don't develop relationships; they network. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They only talk. They only talking to people to give some money or some more opportunities to get money. They don't really care about people. They care about money. So they talk about networking. You
Yeah.
know, that's the terminology that they use. Whereas broke people establish relationships because we know the value of another person.
Yeah.
You know, matter of
Exactly.
fact, we know the value of everything. You
Right.
know, we done stressed out $5 before. You know, and got $3 in gas.
Right. When the whole gallon is 3.29.
Right, right, and still got $3 in gas. That's right. Out of a five, and got them other $2 back.
They don't even want to turn the pump on for a brother.
No, right, right. If you don't give me these $3, I don't care how much it costs.
Didn't want to
I'm
say
gonna
it
run out.
loud. Like you want three
Yeah,
dollars? Like hell
yes,
yeah.
on pump seven, $3 on seven.
Yeah, that black
Yeah,
car right
like we
there.
supposed to be shamed. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying to get to the house. I get some more gas in the morning.
exactly, my brother. Exactly. You know.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, so as far as relationship goes, you know, you have to value people to value relationships. But if you value money and riches, it's hard to value money and riches and also value people. I mean, because as we see in a capitalistic society, you have rich people and you have homeless. Yeah, I don't think that really should work. But I mean, for some reason, it's touted as the best system. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. But I got a text message to let you know that nobody is freakier than a drunk woman who in love with you. So
You got a text message that's telling you to tell me that,
for
or
the
you
show,
just got a text message in general.
put on the show.
Oh yeah, Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, ain't nothing more freakier than your own woman. If your woman love you, then ain't nothing gonna be more freakier than that woman, whether she drunk or not.
True that. You know, true that.
Yeah.
True that.
Cause
I'm
she freaking for somebody if she ain't freaking for you.
yeah.
Yeah. So you just gotta hope that you the one.
I better be the one. Shit. I ain't
Well, I mean,
be
you
no.
know.
I ain't trying to be no side piece, man.
Well, I mean, I heard dudes make the best side pieces because dudes keep their mouth closed. And the minute the chick get mad, she trying to go and tell the main chick everything because she mad now. Whereas a dude, he ain't trying to tell that dude nothing 'cause he ain't trying to get his head bucked. Now I have no knowledge of this. This is just what I've heard. I ain't about to be no side dude.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
I
too
ain't.
big. Look, I'm too big for that. I leave
Yeah.
that for y'all little niggas.
Nah, man. I ain't little no more. I ain't got a little weight on me, man.
Yeah, yeah, you right about that.
So, but nah. Yeah, I'm good on that, man. Like everything, bro. Like just
That's what's up, man.
yeah, we about to get ready to wrap this up, and I tell you what, we gonna do part two of this next week, next Tuesday to be
Okay.
exact. So, part two is coming next Tuesday. We might do a part five of this because relationship you can't wrap that up in a couple
No,
states. So we gonna
no.
drag this one as long as we possibly can until they get bored with it. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I'm free. Like I said, look, I'm the average. Look, I'm as broke as you.
all right,
So
I
my
got you.
intention, yeah, so yeah, so I
So
mean,
hey, shout out to my boy Roy Collins for coming through on the Broke as a Joke show. This Squirrel Brown SKST radio. We going live next week again with part two of the relationship topic. Get it in, soak it up, watch the video, give me some feedback, and let me know what you think. So hey, we're gonna get up out of here, and I appreciate y'all for coming through. Appreciate you, Big Roy.
oh, no
SK,
problem, man. Anytime.
yes, sir. SKST Radio, and we out of this thing. Broke as a joke, man.